Drink the blood, Michael. Oh, this year's Halloween dead baby zombie parade is gonna be the best you've never seen. The gore and the dead babies in cages eating bugs and the maggots, the detail. Halloween spirit has really outdone themselves this year. You are gonna shit your pants. It's a nightmare. You guys aren't gonna believe the gore of the babies' guts are coming out, and they're eating their biting their own arms. Oh man, this is it's never. If you thought it last year's dead baby parade sponsored by Planned Parenthood, if you thought last year's parade was very scary, oh, that's nothing. This year is going to be a review of all the best collections of dead zombie babies. Halloween Spirit sponsored Zombie Baby Parade. And you guys are you're gonna love this so much you're going straight to hell. Drink the blood. Baby blood. Okay, I gotta go to hell now. This is disgusting. Bye. You're gonna hate it. It's Halloween, and I have some things to say about it. When I was driving home from getting groceries, I saw somebody's whole yard was full of dead kids. And they must have spent like over $1,000 on those fake prop bodies, and it was all dead kids. How many different companies make dead children, Halloween spirit, Halloween adventure props, that they had a whole yard full of dead kids? It's very strange. A lot of people still around where I live, at least like when I'm driving home and going through the suburbs, there's a lot of suburb houses that still decorate for Halloween. Last year I remember seeing the creepy clown house, and again they probably spent like well over $1,000. I don't know how much all this stuff costs, but it was just all full of dead not dead clowns, I don't know, maybe they're like zombie clowns and shit, and the whole yard was like that. And it really looks like, you know, like a spectacle. and an eyesore to some, I'm sure. And so last year they were the creepy clown house. This year they were the dead kid house. So they probably spent, because again, the whole thing was packed. They didn't just like refurbish creepy clowns. They were child-sized dead children going like this, and they were like possessed children and little girls in nightgowns and dead babies and stuff that look like they have like fangs and shit. The whole yard. What a sight to behold. I should have stopped and took a picture with my phone. I'm sure people do that. Everybody takes pictures with their phone. But I would be doing it just because I was like, this is disgusting. You know, garish is the word that comes to mind. But, you know, I'm not the greatest with words. But, you know, the point I'm trying to get across, I guess I have one, is that it wasn't like they just bought 1 or 2 dead kid props. It's that there are companies that must make a lot of dead children props for Halloween because they had the whole smear of, you know, like, I don't know how many dead children props they make for your yard, but they probably had one of everything. And dead babies and everything. And it was all like, oh, look, this year's theme is dead children. Or like monster, like zombies and shit of children. And last year's it was creepy clowns. And they had like a Harley Quinn clown. But you really have to see it to drive home what I'm telling you, just how over the top it is. I was like, these people really go all out. And I went to the it was on the way home. So I was like, I'm just stopping at Walmart. I don't like to go to Walmart, but I needed a few things. And I needed like 7 things. And I got probably 5 of them. $66 and change. And where's the list? I'll read to you the list of what I got, and I'll leave out, here's the list. But here's the things. I got sunflower seeds. I got chocolate chips. I got a carton of milk. I got a $10 bag of 25 pounds of flour. I got 2 4-packs of butter. I got tea bags and raisins. $66 and change. Do I have the receipt? It doesn't matter. $66 and change. And the crazy thing was, I had seen somebody's YouTube video where they said, this is crazy. Look, it cost $25 for a bag of Halloween candy for trick-or-treaters. And that's not even what somebody who works at Walmart makes in an hour. So you can't even get yourself a bag of candy for what you work an hour. A bag of candy is more expensive than you make in an hour if you work at Walmart. That's crazy. But I saw it. It was $24.95 for like Reese's Pieces and M&Ms and all the different, you know, Hershey bars and all that shit mixed together in a bag. And then you're like, here you go, pick what you want. So I don't like Halloween. I mean, for years, I never celebrate Halloween because I'm like, well, it's kind of we're celebrating like death and evil and, well, apparently child sacrifice. Somebody's whole yard. You can just buy them, is the point. These people didn't craft and buy. These people didn't craft a yard full of props of dead children, like using children's clothes. Because I'm old, so in the olden days, people would make like a dummy. And then they would do stuff where they would take like children's clothes and they'd fill them full of leaves. Or those plastic bags you get from the supermarket. And then they'd put a monster mask on it. And then they'd hang it from a tree and it looked like a lumpy dead kid with a Halloween mask on. Hey, come trick or treat at that house, they decorate. And that's old fashioned. But this was things that they bought. Their whole yard was an abattoir of risen from the dead children. And it was all shit they bought, which means that these items are made for manufacture, which is the point that I was trying to drive home. That you can just buy dead zombie babies and exorcist girls in nightgowns. The whole yard was full of dead kids. It's so bizarre. And there was a lot of things. And then I saw, you know, just a lot of other things that you would expect, like just demons and shit all over the place. A lot of people now, I guess it's a new Halloween prop because you live in the world. If you're watching this and you're an American, the newest addition to Halloween over the last 2 or 3 years has been the dead Nephilim skeleton. I see a lot of those, and where I live, I'm kind of rural. So when I drive around, whether I go into the city or I come back home again, some people leave their 9-foot tall skeleton prop in a yard all year long, and they never took them down. I've said this in videos before, but this is kind of a video on Halloween. And so I went to the Waldens, and I was like, wow, $66, that sucks. And then I remembered, because I didn't use the list that I have that I just showed you. I didn't use my list, so I'm like, okay, I'll stop at Aldi's. And I stopped at Aldi's to grab a couple other things. And I was like, you know what, I don't really drink orange juice that much. That would be a treat for me. What a luxury, a jug of orange juice. You know how much a jug of orange juice cost me? I have the receipt for that one. It was like $7. This is like $7.68 or something for a gallon of orange juice. I try not to complain about the money stuff, but gee, you know. So it makes me think of like Tyson Foods bought up the 4 largest bug breeding facilities, and their public statement was, we can see the trend of things. They said, why did you buy bug processing facilities? To feed your livestock? And the response, the public statement from Tyson Foods was, we can see the trend of things, and now we're getting into the bug business because you guys are going to eat the bugs. Official statement, I think. Pretty much a direct quote from Tyson Foods. But yeah, so I was thinking, wow, like, look at what they're doing. They're really icing us out. It's getting cold, you know what I mean? People are having a hard time. It's not new. It's rough out there. $25 for a bag of Halloween candy. I'm sure you could go to the Dollar Tree and pay like $1.25 for a bag of sugar tarts or whatever. Kids they even trick or treat anymore. I feel like culturally, whatever the culture is, they just want to stifle anything that people do. It's really about, we just want to keep pushing you guys to socialism. So whatever it is that you guys like about your lives, you guys like Halloween, fuck Halloween, we're gonna kill it. I saw another video, because I don't go into like Halloween Spirit or Halloween Adventure, and those places are open now, obviously. They probably opened in September or end of August. Those seasonal stores where you can buy cut off hands for your abattoir in your yard. And one of the videos I saw was you just scan your phone over a SKU code, and then you can watch a video of what the Halloween thing you want to buy looks like. Like, they don't even, like the Halloween Spirit, they're not even setting up. Like, people used to take their kids, Mom, I want to go to the Halloween store. And they would take their kid to Halloween Adventure, Halloween Spirit, so that they could just look at the displays of monsters and a guy with a machete and, oh, look at the array of cut off heads. Now, apparently, if you go to one of these places, you have to bring your phone in with you. Who goes anywhere without it, right? So you bring your phone with you, and then there's just a bunch of pictures of things, and then you scan that SKU code or whatever it is with your phone, and then you can look at somebody wearing a costume on the phone. You can look at what the Halloween prop does. They're not even setting up the props. They're just showing you pictures of things. I was disappointed when AC Moore went out of business years ago, and Kmart, because where I live we had like a local Kmart and everybody went there, and they hung on for a long time. I know that, I think other countries still have Kmart. Does Australia still have Kmarts? Isn't that where Kmart came from? Isn't that an Australian company? I don't know. Anyway, but then AC Moore went out of business, and then now Joann's Fabrics went out of business, Party City went out of business. I see Amazon trucks all over the place. I mean, I remember seeing them when I was out in lockdowns and they told everybody to stay home. I'm like, I'm gonna go sightseeing, fuck them. And I went all over the place, and it was so quiet. Like, you could just be places, and nobody, you didn't hear anything except birds, because nobody was going anywhere. But the Amazon trucks were going everywhere. So killing retail, and I hate Walmart. Like, I do everything I can to avoid shopping there. But I want to show you something. This is my 25-pound bag of flour. So the year's ending. I bought one of those earlier in the year, and it occurred to me that most of that 25-pound bag of flour that went through my body. Like, since I had to get another one, I mean, it might not have been a Walmart bag of flour the first time, but that's where I got it from. And it was still cheap. It was, I don't know what a 25-pound bag of flour used to cost, but that was like 11 bucks, like 10 bucks and change. And I thought, wow, mostly I've eaten this. Now, a lot of it I would make stuff and you bring here. I came with cookies, I made bread, and you give it away. So other people have eaten it. But mostly this went in my mouth and came out my asshole. It's heavy. That's probably not good. I remember there was a time when I was a raw food vegan without the attitude, and I had a health problem, so I wanted to get my health back, and it kind of worked. And then I was like, wow, this is the healthiest I've ever been. But then I got like really skinny, and I was healthy, and I was younger, so I got flirted with, and I was like, wow, there's something about like looking healthy, because I did. And then I just stayed too skinny. And then at some point I had to have meat again. But there is basically what I did. If you're like a raw food vegan for any time, without the attitude, without the politics, because I didn't have any of that shit, I just wanted my health back. And they were like, maybe you would be healthier if you would, don't eat processed flour, don't drink soda, don't eat candy, and all that stuff. And it was really the best health I had of my life. But at some point, there was diminishing returns, because I was like, I'm just gonna eat like this forever. And I probably had like a decade of quiet raw food veganism. I, for a brief time, had a raw food catering business. And it's like, everything was cheaper then, obviously, because this was like over a decade ago, and it lasted for about a decade, or maybe 12, 15 years that I lived like that. But at some point I was like, I have to eat meat, because I had good health. So what I look at it now from a Christian perspective is that the raw food veganism benefits, why did they piss away? Because basically you're on an extended fast that never ends. So people who are healthy, people who are ill, fasting will help you get your health back. It worked for me, but my health got so good, I'm like, I'm just gonna keep eating this way. I'm just gonna be a raw food vegetarian, even though I ate honey, because that comes, like, bees make it or whatever. So I was a raw food vegetarian, raw food vegan, and I didn't, I didn't hang out with, it wasn't political. I never read anything about socialism or any of that kind of shit. And it did get my health better. And I'm like, yeah, that's just what they do in Orthodox church. They do Orthodox fasting. I used to go to Orthodox church, and there was a lot of people that lived to 100, because where I went to church, they did all the fasts. There's like it's like really 50 days of Lent fast. There's I'm gonna say, like, it might have been, I can't remember anymore. It's like either 28 days or maybe another 40 days of fast of Lent from, the Nativity fast. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of fasts throughout the year. There's 12 major holy days. There's a 2-week Apostles fast. There's a 2-week Dormition fast. So, and then there's all these little fasts. And then people will fast for personal reasons. Somebody's in the hospital, we're gonna fast for them. I think that helps them live longer. Because there was a lot of people, like, even though I didn't see them in church, like, they were like, so-and-so is 102 years old today. They're too old to come to church, but they've been a parishioner for years, and they went to church until they stopped coming at all because they might break. And I think that part of it has to do, one, with God, okay? And two, I think that fasting really does work. And here I'm telling you that I have a 25-pound bag of flour. But I thought, well, Thanksgiving's coming up, And I still have people in my life that, even though I know that December 25th is the Saturnalia, and that's not really Christmas, you know, it's still a time of getting to get, like, Jesus knows Jesus knows that we don't know that he wasn't born then, but we're still celebrating him. And I'm a grandpa, so I'm gonna make cookies and stuff, and I'm sure the 25-pound bag. And when I eat bread, which is, you know, like I said, I had a decade where I never ate bread or any of that stuff. My head was the best health, and women really can suss out stuff like that. They just had healthy skin and healthy hair and shiny teeth. And again, I was younger and I was more handsome than now, because I abused my body with drugs and alcohol. But women do notice health. And even though I eventually got too skinny, I did get hit on a lot. And I was like, wow, this is, you know, hey, I'm getting blowed. Why would I ever stop eating vegetables? You know, but then at some point I had to eat meat again. And now veganism is associated with communism, Marxism, socialism, because they want to like they want us to think like cattle. So eat the same food that cows do, chew your cud. Here's the wheatgrass, which I think there probably is health benefits to wheatgrass. I have a wheatgrass presser, you crank. I don't use it. But yeah, I used to do all that shit. But it was different time back then. Like, it wasn't a political thing. This was like the late 90s, early 2000s. And it was just like a new age thing. Not like new age now. And it really did help. I used to work at a holistic healing center, and people that would get really sick, you change the way you eat and your health gets better. You're like, huh, how about that? I stopped eating shit. I stopped drinking. Like, I don't think they make them anymore. But you remember there was like these huge 3-liter things of soda? I know they downsized everything. They probably made a carton of milk smaller now. Because I look at it like, you know, this is true. When you go to the store and look at products, and I'm like, okay, well, a gallon jug's still a gallon jug, and it's a gallon. But I paid, I probably wouldn't have bought it if I realized that, because the price wasn't there. Again, this is Aldi's. Aldi's is supposed to have like the cheapest prices. Am I just bitching about prices of things? I'm sorry. I try not to do videos about that. I blame Israel. Can I do that? It's all their fault. But, you know, what was a jug of orange juice? Like a gallon of orange juice, like $3 or $4 or something. Anyway, I paid at Aldi's, which is supposed to have like the cheapest prices, you know, and I was like, well, you know, you shop what's available, and I'm like, this is on the way home. So I went to Walmart, I went to Aldi's, and paid $7.68 or whatever for a fucking jug of orange juice. It's gonna be, I'm gonna savor it. I'm gonna share it. Sharing is caring. It's also communism for children. It is. So, yeah, whatever the culture is, it seems like they're just destroying it. You know how people love Halloween? Can you still go to those things where guys who are really genuinely creepy get to have the best part of their year, where they get to get handsy with women and scare them until they have to stop or they get punched in the face by boyfriends? I don't know. I never went to that haunted house stuff. I mean, I've been to a haunted house, like when you go to an amusement park, and, you know, but not like, oh, it's the Halloween haunt. You're gonna have a bunch of creepy dudes, you know, try to scare you. Who the hell wants that shit? Seems like women like that kind of stuff. Like, women like to experience. Why do women want to experience terror? They're terrified of rape. They're smaller than men. They're weaker than men. Why do they want to go someplace to get fake scared? Because isn't that the thing? Because guys aren't like, oh, I gotta go to the Halloween haunt October bullshit thing. No, women want to do this stuff. It's like, no, my girlfriend wants to go to this stupid thing. It's like $60 each, and you gotta spend $120 just so somebody can scare your girlfriend. And you're like, bitch, I'll scare the hell out of you. We don't have to. We'll go out. I'll chase you around the cornfield. Guess what? You're gonna get laid too. Free. I'll take you out to dinner. It won't cost $120. I'll wear. Do you want me to wear a mask? What kind of mask do you want me to wear? You want me to wear a hockey mask? How do you want to get railed? But am I wrong about that? Is it not like I know that there are guys that are really into Halloween, but I think mostly like going to these Halloween experiences is something that boyfriends have to pay for. Am I wrong about that? It just seems like the whole horror thing, like neither me nor any of my friends that I went to high school with, or friends, like acquaintances of men and friends in adult life, nobody likes to watch horror movies. Women like to watch horror movies and scary shit. Am I wrong about that? I feel like I should edit the whole vegan part out of this video and just keep it focused on Halloween. So, I don't know. It's weird. But anyway, I think it's a woman thing. I think women, and it's about decorating and shit. I mean, I know there's some real diehard guys who are like, yeah, man, it's gonna be so bloody, and it's gonna have Jason and Freddy Krueger, and people don't even remember who that is anymore. And it's gonna have Michael Myers, the pumpkin guy, and the thing that drips blood, and it's gonna be, and I got fake guts. It's gonna be so great. I love Halloween because I make it look like a total massacre, man. I have tombstones and shit. Whatever. So that's Halloween. And when I was in this store, they were playing, I forget which store it was, one or the other. They were playing This Is Halloween, This Is Halloween from that stupid movie. Remember that? I just used to think that movie was cool. Again, I took my girlfriend to see Nightmare Before Christmas in the theater when it was a new thing. And I was like, it's a Halloween special. But I thought it was pretty cool. I don't want to see that shit now. But, I never even think about that. But I was in this store, it was probably Walmart, and they were like, this is Halloween, this is Halloween. Do you know this song? And I was driving home and I'm like, this is Halloween. I'm like, why the hell is this in my head?